China's decision to ban some sales of Micron products is not only a blow to the US chipmaker, but also a warning sign for the global chip industry. Micron is the biggest maker of memory chips, such as DRAM and NAND flash, which are essential for smartphones, computers, servers and other devices. The ban means that Micron's chips will be excluded from key infrastructure projects in China, such as 5G networks, cloud computing and artificial intelligence. This could reduce Micron's revenue and market share in the world's second-largest economy, where it generated around 11% of its sales last year. But the ban could also have ripple effects across the global chip supply chain, which is already facing challenges from the COVID-19 pandemic, chip shortages and geopolitical tensions. China is the largest consumer of memory chips, accounting for about 40% of global demand. If Micron's products are banned from China, it could create a supply gap that would need to be filled by other chipmakers, such as Samsung and SK Hynix from South Korea. This could lead to higher prices and lower availability of memory chips for customers around the world. The ban could also affect Micron suppliers and partners, such as equipment makers, materials providers and distributors. Some of these companies may have to adjust their production plans or find alternative customers to cope with the reduced demand from Micron. For example, Micron recently announced a plan to invest up to $3.7 billion in Japan to develop advanced chip-making technology. This could benefit Japanese companies that supply Micron with equipment and materials, but it could also expose them to potential risks if China decides to retaliate against Japan. The ban also highlights the dilemma that chipmakers face as Sino-US trade tensions escalate. On one hand, they need to invest heavily in research and development to stay competitive and meet the growing demand for high-performance chips. On the other hand, they need to navigate the complex and uncertain regulatory environment that could affect their access to key markets and technologies. The ban on Micron is just one example of how China is trying to reduce its reliance on foreign chips and boost its own domestic industry. The US, meanwhile, is trying to limit China's access to critical chip technologies and encourage its allies to cooperate on chip security. The global chip industry is facing a turbulent time as it tries to balance between cooperation and competition, innovation and regulation, opportunity and risk. The ban on Micron is a reminder that no chipmaker can afford to ignore the political and economic factors that shape the industry's future.